In the heart of Gaza, a humanitarian crisis unfolds, a devastating conflict with a death toll exceeding 50,000. Among these are over 27,500 women, children, and the elderly. The prolonged humanitarian crisis in Gaza compels conscientious citizens in the United States to reflect on whether their government's policies align with its professed commitments to peace, human rights, and equitable justice. By holding leadership to its stated ideals, citizens can help steer U.S. influence toward healing, not prolonging the injustices that fuel instability. The profound suffering in Gaza is a call to action for those who champion universal dignity. There is a moral imperative to advocate for policies that actively de-escalate violence, uphold humanitarian principles, and create space for inclusive dialogue. When diplomatic engagement prioritizes selective alliances over impartial mediation, it risks exacerbating cycles of harm rather than fostering pathways to reconciliation. Lasting peace cannot take root without accountability for all parties, restraint from actions that deepen civilian suffering, and a steadfast dedication to addressing deep-rooted causes of conflict. Are the U.S. policies aligning with commitments to peace, human rights, and justice? Many global observers express concern that the United States, as a leading global power with historic influence in conflict resolution, is perceived as prioritizing alignment with one party over impartial mediation in the Gaza crisis. The impact on Gaza's children is harrowing. Over 15,000 young lives have been lost, with countless others injured. Families are not just displaced, but erased. Entire lineages have vanished, leaving a social fabric torn beyond recognition. Infrastructure lies in ruins, homes destroyed, hospitals non-functional, schools reduced to rubble. The unimaginable suffering of the Holocaust and its survivors stands as a solemn reminder of humanity's capacity for both devastation and resilience. For generations shaped by such histories, there exists a unique understanding of the catastrophic consequences of hatred, injustice, and dehumanization. These lessons underscore a universal imperative to honor the past by fostering a future rooted in empathy, dialogue, and mutual dignity. Lasting peace and healing can only emerge when societies collectively reject cycles of vengeance and instead prioritize justice that repairs, compassion that bridges divides, and coexistence that acknowledges shared humanity. Every community touched by trauma carries not only the weight of memory, but also the potential to model how reconciliation can transcend pain, transforming legacies of suffering into foundations for hope. The perceived U.S. stance risks undermining its traditional role as a neutral facilitator of dialogue, and risks exacerbating asymmetric power dynamics, which can deepen humanitarian suffering and prolong cycles of violence. For those committed to peace, there is growing urgency for the U.S. to leverage its diplomatic leadership in ways that prioritize civilian protections, uphold international humanitarian norms, and create pathways for equitable justice and reconciliation. With unemployment soaring above 80%, Gaza's economy is on the brink of collapse. Yet amid the devastation, hope flickers. Ordinary people possess extraordinary power to bridge divides. By challenging misinformation and engaging in grassroots peace initiatives, individuals can make a difference. The international community must rethink its approach, reforming institutions like the UN to enforce ceasefires. Economic justice demands debt cancellation for Gaza and investments in sustainable infrastructure. Diplomatic courage is needed more than ever, prioritizing mediators over militarists. Create an environment of peace where words matter. Let us help them replace enemy with neighbor and retaliation with restoration. Your voice is vital. Educate others by hosting documentary screenings on Gaza's unseen heroes, not horrors. Advocate for leaders to fund peace builders instead of arms dealers. Donate to support trauma care for Gaza's children through trusted NGOs. Gaza's crisis is a mirror reflecting our global conscience. Will we see only destruction or seize the chance? The path forward is clear. Solidarity over selfishness, courage over complacency. As one Gazan father bearing his child urged, become the peace you wish to see. Act now. Learn, share, demand, donate. Peace is a verb. Become part of the solution by raising your voice against the war. Work for promoting peace. Share this message with your family and friends, your neighbors, and your colleagues. Like, subscribe, and spread the message of peace and hope.